Hey, Jack. All right. You got this stuff?
Yeah, all cleaned in oil.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on.
Who are these guys?
It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
Live from Springfield, Missouri, the one, the only, Mud Green.
Excuse me, can I get a cup of coffee? Black? Can't you see we talking? White?
Good
Hello.
Thursday morning, everyone. How we doing? How are you, Martin?
I'm fine. Fine. Happy to be here. Ready to go to school with Keith.
Is that what it's like? Well, you know what? If it's going to be school, if it's going to be like that, I'm going to make it fun, like summer school. Hello to you, Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. How are you, Courtney? Ah, yes. D-Bud Martin. Hey.
We
Andy
have
Morrow. It's good to be greeted. It's good to be missed. And I miss you, Martin. I do. You're good people.
thank you.
So today, we're going to discuss a few interesting tidbits here and there, because it's been like that these last few days. There's a lot going on that people are discussing. There's a lot going on that I think you should be aware of. What's so funny?
No, nothing.
So, first off, let me just say that the current state of everything. Oh, well, thank you, Andy. Mrs. A, good morning. Let's just say that, the one thing that Hollywood seems to really have a lot of fun doing is bringing back IPs. And in this case, this summer is going to see the return of a few IPs that I think at the time when they were making these, they were meant to be mixed in with everything else that was coming out. But unfortunately, because of the writer's strike and the damage that it did in producing a number of films, things are kind of on the thin side this summer. So we have a few things that are coming out that have a little more pressure upon them to be successful. Even, look, overall, for every movie coming out this summer, there is a little bit of pressure because of that. And there are all these little stories connected with almost all this stuff. It's like being in the middle of a it's like being in the, it's like watching your stories, as my mother used to call them, her stories, when watching a lot of the soap operas and stuff. First up, we have Bad Boys Ride or Die. And I got to be honest, I enjoyed the last one. I found that to be very enjoyable. Uh, I don't know if you had seen that movie, Martin, but
No, I think I only seen one and two.
mhm.
Uh, I'm I'm not a fan of the IP.
Mhm.
I didn't like the first one, and the second one I can't even remember it. So
Yeah,
I said when the third one came out, I thought to myself, nah,
and that's
not
all
gonna
good.
bother.
It's all good, big man. I got to tell you, for me, it's one of the few films that's still around, franchises that's still around, that my twin brother and I really enjoyed going to. You know, we didn't know what to expect with the first film. And coming out of that film, I think we were pretty excited. The second film came out when my brother was, uh, our circumstances had changed. So it's a kind of a different film. It hits a little differently, you know. Um, I hope to be able to take him to see this third movie, though. I mean, not the third movie, but this fourth film. I like these films. They're not perfect because, again, we're dealing with something that was originally started as part of the Bruckheimer universe, but was directed by Michael Bay. And because, you have a lot of people accusing us of being just a Michael Bay movie. You got to remember, Jerry Bruckheimer was part of the. This is really his movie. These films are under his umbrella, and I thought it was a nice kind of. It's Jerry Bruckheimer's version of, say, Lethal Weapon in a way. Uh, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the chemistry between all the actors, especially Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Uh, and I like the story that they've come up with that ties all of these films together, which is really what the third one does. It gives kind of like a prequel flavor for one of the characters and allows you to see that character in full. Uh, and this film picks up that storyline, and basically, from what I'm hearing, I think this is meant to be the last one, which is another reason why, I think it's kind of important that the film does well. Uh, end strong, I say. Uh, but I've enjoyed all the actors. I've enjoyed a lot of the moments in these films. Uh, it's too bad one of the characters I truly enjoyed in these films uh, was relieved of their lives in the last movie. But yeah, I do enjoy these films, but I completely understand for those of you out there who are not fans. Okay, personally, I would rather see Will Smith doing stuff like this than a lot of the science fiction and geek stuff that he's tried to do. I mean, for my money, uh, Will's a very good actor. Okay, he's a very charming person on screen. Um, but a lot of his science fiction stuff just doesn't set with me. For whatever reason, it doesn't play. Uh,
Well, that is perfect because I like it. So now now we have balance.
well, let me be fair. Okay, Um, I, Robot. I know that there are people out there that like that film.
I'm one of them.
Okay.
And of course, I know it has nothing to do with the book.
That's pretty much it. It's not Last Jedi bad, but the people that made it tried to really advertise it as being as an Asimov story, except that
Yeah,
they took a lot of liberties with it.
yeah.
You know,
They should have gone for another title.
yeah, or at least tried to adapt the book. That would have been the easier thing to do. Um, but that's fine. You know, um, again, I don't believe it's really possible for everybody to agree on and or like everything that any particular performer does. That's what separates the legendary performers from everyone else. You know, there's a reason why Harrison Ford really is the king of the 80s. I know that people could point to other people, but Harrison Ford is the king of the 80s. Period. He got really good at just being in movies that everybody liked a lot. And if you, as much as I love Blade Runner, if you were to take Blade Runner out, if you were to have never done that film, uh, pretty much Harrison Ford's got a great record for releasing movies that everybody really enjoyed. Uh, but yeah, you know. But again, Bad Boys, love it, love it. Um, I thought, you know, I like it, like the cast, as I said. And I know Wolverine 626, Arnie would say otherwise. You know, I'm not saying he was the box office leader or anything, although I will say this: who was awarded Star of the Millennium? Huh. Yeah, that was Show West that did that. Who got that award? Who got that award? Let's see, Stallone? No, no, it wasn't Stallone. Bruce Willis? No, it wasn't Bruce Willis. Arnold Sweat? Nope, wasn't Arnold Sweat. I wonder who that was. It'll come to me. I'll remember the name. But of course, we have the upcoming Axel Foley, which again, I'm I'm looking forward to it. I think that's a great character. It's definitely a character that a lot of people have been hoping that Eddie Murphy would get back to. Uh, kind of surprised at some of the changes they made based on many of the different versions of the story that they've been tossing around for years. Although, given current climate in Hollywood, it it seems about right that the changes that they made would have been made. You know, um, although in my personal opinion, they should have just split the difference. That's all I'm saying. You know, originally Axel was supposed to have a son, and a lot of the different ideas had him and his son working together, and now he's got a daughter, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I'm a girl dad. That's great. Personally, though, the formulaic part of this usually will have a lot of these action stars have one kid. My argument is, why couldn't they have more than one kid? Why couldn't he have had a son and daughter? Just saying.
Hmm.
Just saying. I think the only person that did that was John McClane, Bruce Willis, because they gave him a son and daughter.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm also, of course, very excited about season 2 of House of the Dragon having restarted. And I get it, Wolverine 66, the title of Beverly Hills Cop 4 is stupidest. Yeah, I get that. As long as it's not like Beverly Hills Cop 3, as long as it's just entertaining and not whatever that was, I'm cool with it, you know. Anyway, House of the Dragons now started, and according to various reports, it looks like it's picking up from where it left off as far as ratings and popularity go. Again, I don't think I was the only one coming into season 1 of this show very hesitant about it, considering how Game of Thrones ended. But they did the work. And they won back a lot of people who had a lot of bad feelings about how Game of Thrones ended. So hats off to the cast, the crew, of course, but also to the writers and producers. You know, you guys went out and did the work, and you earned back a lot of fans. Not everybody. I know people that have not watched it because Game of Thrones left such a bad taste in their mouth. I've already told them everything I need to say about it. You know, it's like, look, you need to watch this. But if you don't, I totally respect that. But good on you guys.
I started to watch it, and the show is good. The show is good. But at certain point, I felt so uncomfortable with it. All the romanticizing the incest thing. I mean, at least in Game of Thrones, they say they show it in but under two different likes. One is, oh my god, that is wrong, and the other line is, well, those guys over there, they used to do that, and they went all crazy.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I mean,
But in this one, when you see fans and YouTubers, everybody rooting for the uncle and niece relationship, and, oh, they're so cute. No. I said, no, this is not for me. I'm sorry.
I get it.
I'm sorry.
No. Look, you know what? Thanks for bringing that up, because that was one of the things that made me very uncomfortable watching season 1 of the show. You know, looking at Damon and knowing that he desired his niece, and it's just like, dude, come on, you know, you gotta take this a different direction, man. Because that's not cool.
And I know they portrayed it like it. Both of them were into it since earlier, and yes, there is true love between them, and everything's fine and dandy, but there's freaking incest.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Do not romanticize it, please.
And the thing is, I got it. Oh man, you know what? Here's the thing. Speaking as a dad, I get it. You know, you can't control who your little girl falls in love with, but you know what? I would have a real problem if she told me that, you know, my brother was no, we got to stop it right there. That's new. It can't go down that road. So
the only thing, Wolverine, The age, not the consanguinity. Okay, you do you.
Oh, Wolverine, man. Okay. You know what? I'm going to give you a partial for that one. Yeah, it didn't help that she looked like she was 16. And also to that actress, Millie Alcott. Look, I felt she did a fantastic job.
Dude, everybody did a fantastic job, acting
And
wise.
yes, this show should have got a lot more Emmy nominations and a lot more awards. Because I can't think of another series that was out during that eligible time that could have competed with this show. What, Discovery? Really? Seriously? You know, Amazon's Rings of Pewter? Really? I mean, seriously? But yeah, anyway. And of course, and unfortunately for everybody at Lucasfilm, the return of Arcane, which is coming
Hell
up in a
yeah.
couple. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, it is very easy to see where a lot of the writers, the Lucasfilm writer story group and others, and Leslie Headland got ideas for the Acolyte, probably watching and rewatching Arcane. But Arcane did it better. Better
Dude,
scripts, better characterization.
I remember when the the news came out of Netflix closing down their animation division. Oh, and you could feel the cold and
Yeah.
the fear in my house. Everybody was, oh
Oh.
my god, there's not gonna be second season of Arcane.
Well, but that's the thing. Netflix liked it, yes, but the company that put it together is the company that put together the video game that it's loosely based on. So it's using their technology and all that stuff. That's the reason why it looks the way that it does. And I gotta say, I mean, again, if you're one of those people out there that has no idea what we're talking about, after today's show, do yourself a favor. If you don't have a Netflix account, get a temporary one, test it out, watch Arcane. Just watch the first episode. It's what I tell everybody. Just watch the first episode and see what you think. Because I guarantee you, you will find it hard to walk away, because before you know it, you'll probably be like 2 or 3 episodes in, and then it's gotcha. But as I said then, Arcane, script and character development wise, is better than most live action TV shows.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I challenge anyone that calls themselves a fan of anything Kurtzman Trek to try to match up to Arcane. You can't do it. Don't even try. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Leslie Headland would probably rather be writing for that than what she ended up doing. So
No, keep her away from Arcane. Oh man, no. Now, if you, which one would you be your number one, Arcane or Blue Eye Samurai?
oh no, you can't put that on me, man. You
Oh,
cannot put that on me like that.
No.
You
I'm,
can't.
I'm
You can't. No,
But
no.
for me, it's Arcane, and second one, Blue Eye Samurai. Blue Eye Samurai did it.
Oh,
Blue Eye Samurai did it very good, but Arcane did it better. I
okay. Look. If we're really gonna go there, then just between us and everybody watching, I'll answer the question like this: for script and character development, Arcane.
yeah.
For animation and action sequences, Blue-Eyed Samurai.
Yeah, I don't know
Because of what they did, because of how they did it. I Blue-Eyed Samurai was a combination of animation, but also they used oh man, what's that technology called again? But basically, they what they did was they
motion capture.
yeah, motion capture. They use motion capture, so some of those were actually stunt people doing that, which would also explain some of the unique camera moves for a lot of the action sequences. And again, both casts are incredible. I can't choose between the cast of Blue Eye Samurai or Arcane because both casts are incredible. In fact, the lead actress from Fallout is one of the sisters from Arcane.
Really?
Yeah. You got to remember, before Arcane, it took like 2 years to do that almost. Okay. So she had done Arcane long ago. I think she's back for season 2, but it takes quite a while to make these. And in my opinion, it makes it worth it. But personally, I think both shows are just the pinnacle of what you can be and how you can do things. And again, animation, when you're dealing with people who do their own thing and try not to copy what's been done before or do it badly, looking right at you, Disney.
Wonder
Um,
why?
they find new ways of screwing up. I mean, just again, it's not that I hate Disney. It's I feel kind of cold towards them right now. You know, business, when it really comes down to it, you are what your books and profits say you are. Disney is an animation company. That's where they made their bones. And while they have rides and they own land and they do all this other stuff, that really should be at the heart of everything. They know how to tell stories. They know how to create opportunities to put lines and ink and color together and make you care about things that really do not exist. They imbue them with qualities that can make you laugh or cry. You have to understand that that scene, and whenever I say that, when you're talking about Bambi, everybody's at least cried once during that scene. None of those things are real. And it takes real talent to be able to do that. And it's something that a good portion of people that are working in animation for Disney right now don't seem to have. I don't know those people. I just know that a lot of the people they have right now just don't have that. I'm not saying they're not able to eventually learn it and work their way back up to that. But that was the thing that Disney had going on for years. People learning from people who had already had that knowledge, the ability to be able to pass down the secrets of great script and screenwriting, and the ability to bring pen and ink drawings to life. You know, the opening minutes of Up, if you haven't at least shed one tear, you need to go to the doctor.
Or maybe you're a Klingon.
That too. That right there should be the test they used in Blade Runner to figure out who's the replicant and who isn't. Some of the greatest moments in the history of animation, Disney, and these last few years, it hadn't really been the case. And that's sad to me, because it was always that for me growing up. I still have a lot of respect for a lot of the people who had worked in Disney animation prior to the current group that they have working there right now.
Well, you're Wolverine, so
Yeah, you're Wolverine. Come on.
nothing shakes you up.
I mean, look, Wolverine. Look, did you at least have a reaction to Bambi? You know, did you at least did something not, or the scene with Dumbo and his mom?
Well, I gotta admit, I didn't. Not Dumbo, not Bambi. That didn't for me. So, Wolverine, once you have your doctor appointment, let me know. give me the doctor's number so I can make mine too.
Whoa! Are you serious? Are you serious, Wolverine? Okay, wait, hold on. Wait. You've never seen Bambi or Dumbo? Okay, that's beginning to explain a few things about you. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, they're worth your time. Those two are worth your time. The scene with Dumbo's mom, where her trunk comes out and I can't even describe it without starting to get emotional. And considering, personally, for me, that was always one of those scenes that remind me of my mom, But, yeah. That's always my thing with Disney. You got a lot to live up to. And it just seems like these last 5 to 7 years, they've decided they didn't want to live up to that. I understand that.
Yeah.
I get it. That drove you.
I'm in the same camp. In fact, Disney movies for me would have to be 20,000 League Under the Sea,
Good one.
The Black Hole,
Okay, another good one.
and both Tron movies. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
live action over animation.
Just as an aside,
Not that I don't like the animation, because man, especially freaking Mulan is awesome.
Well, let me ask you then, Martin, as an aside, Are you looking forward to Tron Ares?
Um, I don't know. I am in fear.
Really?
Yeah, dude, look the track record for Disney for the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, are you not in fear?
I will say I'm a little worried, but I also know that Jeff Bridges had the opportunity to read that script, spoiler, before signing up to do the movie. Oh, hold on. Wait. Wolverine. Hold up. So basically, for you, Disney is all the stuff they did in the 90s. Huh. Huh. So you went with formula Disney. Okay. Okay. I get it. Look.
Dude, I really like Beauty and the Beast,
I am not the biggest fan of
but I like
90s
it.
Disney.
It's for the third act.
Yeah.
That moment in which the Beast is resigned that he's going to die
Yeah.
by Gaston's hand, and then when he sees Belle coming like hell in the horse, and he regains his will to live. That scene is worth all the cringe that the rest of the movie gives you.
Beauty and the Beast was not one of my favorites. I did not hate it. It just wasn't one of my favorites.
Yeah, I
In
get it.
fact, there was only one 90s Disney animated feature that I loved.
Which
And that
is
was Aladdin.
oh my god, Aladdin was almost perfect.
And my reason for it is that
Robin,
is because it was designed to be very reminiscent of a 1930s 40s musical is really what it was. Um and I always
I
enjoyed
live with
that.
that.
Well, thank you, Andy.
It's it's not bestiality because they didn't get it on until he was human. It was before that. It was all platonic,
Wow.
and we have Lee Anthony Davis with us.
Sup? How are you, Lee? I think I'm doing well. Um, there is a lot to Disney, and there's a lot they still have yet to undo. I'm not undo, but to redo. You know, uh, as I said many episodes ago, for those of you who haven't been listening to me as long, this whole thing with live action films based on animated works
Yeah,
is but really the second phase. Actually, it's the third phase, really. It's the third phase of what Disney has been doing. The first phase was taking Disney properties and movies that they already owned and remaking them. So Fred McMurray gets replaced by Robin Williams for Flubber.
Hmm.
The Flubber films, I remember with Fred McMurray.
there
Joe's
were three of them.
Atmosphere. Up, Joe. Joe could probably back me up on some of this stuff. But the Flubber films that Disney had produced were incredible. Uh, they only made one Flubber film with Robin Williams. But then again, I don't think the point was to try to go further than that. It was to try to bring in a whole new generation of viewers into that story by remaking it. And so they went ahead and tried to remake or even do a thing where they revisited certain things. So they brought back Flubber. They tried to do an updated version of Spin and Marty. And they tried to, the 90s, there were a lot of projects like that. But Disney was at the forefront of trying to do that. The next phase 2, was taking rides that Disney owned and turned those into movies. So Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, that was that phase. So now we've entered the third phase, which is taking animated properties and turning those into live action. And my thing is, like, you haven't, Disney has yet to go through all the rest of the properties that it owns that are live action. They've yet to do an updated version of the computer that wore tennis shoes.
No. Please don't.
What? What would be wrong with that?
What has been wrong with any of the remakes? They are heartless.
There is that, but then again, there are people that probably didn't even know that a lot of what they were watching was remakes. I know people that know the Robin Williams Flubber and did not realize that was a remake. They had no idea.
Oh my God, Andy.
You know what?
Oh my God.
You know what, Andy? I'm down with you. But there's nobody that'd be willing to do it. Considering what those stories actually were and where they come from, I'm still surprised that any person of color working for Disney didn't get upset when they decided to try to get rid of Song of the South, understanding now what that actually was. Cam. Oh! Well.
Good for you.
Happy
Not for her.
birthday. Tell her happy birthday from all of us. And Wolverine, I kind of agree with you. Touchstone, yeah, or Hollywood. Personally, I think they should bring back Hollywood Pictures. Hollywood was one of my favorites because that was the studio that gave us Down and Out in Beverly Hills and Ruthless People. Yeah, Lee. But everybody does that. Everybody's doing that right now. That seems to be the big thing right now within the entertainment industry. It's the cheapest thing you can do is to remake a property you already own. In fact, people have been getting away with even remaking classic properties by other people. And certain ones, people didn't even realize what they were watching was a remake of an earlier property. Steven Spielberg got away with one. He got away with remaking a property, and I gotta say, I at least was kind of impressed how far it made it before the show got canceled. I mean, he went 3 seasons, It went 3 seasons. And I know some of you who probably didn't know of the existence of the show before, Gary and I started talking about it, who have since taken my advice and checked it out on YouTube, could probably spot this instantly now. But Steven Spielberg's show, Sequest, was really Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. The only difference is they got rid of the flying sub in order to have a talking dolphin.
Yeah. It hurts when you put it like that, but yeah. Because damn, I love that series, that show.
No, Sequest was. I loved it. But I knew what I was watching. I'm one of those people that, I can look at the Lion King and see nothing but Kimba. For me, I it's almost like an out of body experience to have people just falling all over them. So, oh, the Lion King is the greatest thing ever. It's like, yeah. If you want to rip off somebody else's idea and make a lot of money from it, sure. We'll go down that road. I have never felt that way about, again, 90s Disney had a particular formula that they used to create a lot of that stuff. And that's the reason why I was never the biggest fan of 90s Disney. I couldn't do it. Could not do it. In fact, it wasn't just Hamlet, Wolverine. Come on now. Be honest. It wasn't just Hamlet. Okay, I know you've already got it in your head how you're going to try to prove me wrong, but if you've not seen Kimba and hadn't looked at the show and all of the characters,
I saw Kimba as a kid, and being albino is not the only difference.
Yeah, it's not the only. Well,
Kimba was a real alpha male.
yes.
Simba was a pussy.
And Pride Rock. Disney spent a lot in trying to get people to Pride Rock. Well, guess what? Kimba lived in a place that looked exactly like Pride Rock. Wow. And this is the late 1950s, early 1960s anime. So, I kind of figured that's what they were hoping. No, Wolverine. See, you are exactly what Disney wanted. You had no idea of any of that stuff, so it was easy to sell it to you. That's the main reason why they do it.
I don't know. I don't share that view. I don't see Kimba in Lion King.
I do, because there's too many characters that are similar. It would be different if you had one character. You can get away with 2 characters, but almost every single main character in The Lion King is based off of the design of a character from Kimba. And including locations also. Again, if you just decided to make it like the main character and the name, that'd be one thing. But when you start taking from his girlfriend, the fact that the monkey that gave him advice with the big... I mean, go on down the line. Go on down the line. If I had invented a character called Mr. Dark, and he had a partner he called Bluebird. and they fought against a villain called the Happy Guy. He lived in a mansion, and underneath the mansion, he had his special hideout. I think long before I would have gotten that far, Warner Brothers would have already had a cease and desist order. and an army of lawyers ready to come down on me. You know.
Dude, I'm in uh IMDb.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that there were two revivals for Kimba.
Uh-huh.
One in the 89 and the other one in 94.
Yeah. Well,
I'm only familiar with the 60s series.
well, anime went through a particular period where, especially in the 90s, it started just becoming big. And so, people started looking for properties. And but it's not just anime, it's really for animation. The 90s kicked off look. The 90s kicked off something kind of special. Okay? Disney was going through their period in the 90s where I think you had a lot of people working on those films, doing what they were doing, using the formula that they used to create all their stuff. But you also had Steven Spielberg had reactivated Warner Brothers Animation. And Warner Brothers chased Disney off of television, off of syndication. Which was an incredible move. I had never seen, in all my life, I have never seen Disney take a quick side exit and just completely abandon something because they got their butts kicked. And they had their asses handed to them because Warner Brothers came in and just mopped the floor with them. I mean, it wasn't even close. It's like getting your YMCA basketball team on the court with the LA Lakers. That's how completely Warner Brothers beat Disney. Starting with Tiny Toon Adventures, Animaniacs. It seemed like everything they introduced was just killing. And prior to Tiny Toon Adventures, Disney owned syndicated animation. They were the number one source of kids entertainment in the afternoons. Basically, when you got out of school, you came home, you had the Disney afternoons in syndication. And then Spielberg brought back Warner Animation. He reconstituted everything, hired all these people, and they came out with Tiny Toon Adventures, and that shot straight to number one. And that show, along with Animaniacs, wow, it's like the cafeteria scene in Family Guy. Where Meg and her brother beat up all the other students. That was Animaniacs and Tiny Toon Adventures with the Disney animation. With all those shows. I mean, those shows came out and just dominated. It wasn't even close. Next thing you know, Disney takes a side exit out. And they launched the Disney Channel on cable and pulled all their shows out of syndication and went straight to cable. They got beat so bad, Warner Brothers chased them straight to cable. That's the reason why there's a Disney Channel. Oh man, I mean it was not pretty. It was not pretty what ended up happening. And Disney had a lot of programs. I mean, Tailspin was a big hit for them. I enjoyed the movie Tailspin. I wish the rest of the series had been animated as well as they had done for the pilot of Tailspin. And then you had Chippendale, and you also had Darkwing Duck, and you also had I'm missing a show.
Mhm.
The Uncle Scrooge show, Scrooge McDuck show.
Oh.
So those were their big shows. I mean, those were those monster hits and the numbers. And when you go back and look at the ratings for those shows, the numbers that they were generating, and the money it was generating in syndication, and then as soon as Tiny Toon Adventures comes out, Warner Brothers taking out ads advertising, hey, guess what? We're making this in all these individual markets, which is this many over the nearest Disney animated offering. I mean, they just ruled, and inside of took almost a year of getting their butts beat. Next thing you know, it's like, hey, everybody, look over there. It's the Disney Channel.
Hey, we have a question, and only you can answer this. I
Uh-oh.
am not that versed. So there you have it. Did Sean Connery and Christopher Lee appear in a Disney film?
That's a good question. Let's see. Sean Connery, Christopher Lee film. I would have to say that if they did, it would have had to have been in the 1950s. Wait a minute, let me think. Come on, mouse. Gotta run that wheel. Power the brain.
Oh, we have this Darby O'Gill for Sean.
Yeah. That's what I
Don't
was
know that
thinking.
movie.
Whoa. You've never seen Darby O'Gill and the Little People?
No.
Dude, I have to put together a list of films for you to watch now.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, that's one of those films I grew up with.
Yeah, Keith and Andy, remember, I was in Venezuela. I didn't have access to anything, to everything that you have. Okay.
Oh yeah. I know. I don't know if they've ever, outside of because Christopher Lee did a Bond movie, but he didn't do a Sean Connery Bond movie. He did a Roger Moore Bond movie. And Christopher Lee was one of the people that helped to bring us the character of Bond. Because it was his cousin who wrote it. Huh.
Anyway, we're half of the show, and we need to tackle the present part
Yes.
of our voyage from the past to the future. So it has come that sad moment in which we have to talk about the Acolyte.
Yes, we do. I'm gonna try to really be positive, or at least try to not get down into the minutia of what others have gotten into. So let me at least just say this. It now appears that, according to reports coming out, that the reaction to the Acolyte has been about as bad as I had heard months ago. It just seems like there are no fans that really like this show. The shills love it, fans not so much. And I just gotta shake my head. Seriously. I mean, it would be wrong of me, given all the other movies and projects that I've criticized, not to criticize The Acolyte. But I would like to try to do it without being mean about it. You know, it's not that good. It's actually kind of... Okay, let me get rid of the word kinda. It's bad. The show is just bad. I feel bad for every single actor and actress in that show. I feel bad for the costume people. I feel bad for everybody that was on set. Set designers, construction, makeup, the lighting, everybody. I feel bad for all those people. Both pre and post production. I feel bad for all of those people. Now, I don't feel bad for the writers or producers. You knew what you were doing. Unlike all the other positions I just named, you have that overall view of the entire production. You knew what you had. And it doesn't seem like you were trying to correct anything. So this is what you wanted. And to me, the producers and writers of this show owe everyone else who took time out of their lives, being away from their families, and worked their butts off. Writers and producers of this show owe all those people an apology. Because, oh, geez, that was just bad. That's just bad. I mean, that show was so bad. Oh, man, that show was so bad. I went out and got an agent, turned around and fired him. That show was so bad. Ooh. Ooh. Good. Anyway. Yeah, Wolverine 66. Yes, they did sign up for it. They should have known better by now. Yes. But, wow. You know, Carry-On Moss, Daphne Keene, those two. Look, let me put it to you this way.
What? Daphne King is there?
Yes.
Doing what?
She's the Jedi with the horns and the weird makeup on her face. That's Daphne Keene.
Really?
Yeah, X-23.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Well,
her.
let me tell you something. I only like two characters in that show. That her character and her master.
Yep. That seems to be the
The consensus. They're the only two characters that works.
Well, three, because Carry-On Moss I've heard, people also
but
talk about her, but also that she was phoning it in. She kind of, you have this other additional sort of gear with a lot of veteran actors that when you are working material that subconsciously is not good, you have a way of acting that kind of allows you to still get paid, but just do the bare minimum. you know, um, everybody has that B movie gear. So I think that's really what Carrie Ann Moss was doing. Um, yeah, it's the epitome of just not good, you know. And I have known personally that Star Wars has been dead, and I agree that it happened with Kenobi. But I was just holding out some hope, that I could at least see something moving forward. It's nothing. It's nothing
yeah,
but
man,
darkness.
this is gonna be controversial.
Okay.
I've been watching the Acolyte
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to have my own
Yeah.
opinion.
Yes.
Yes, the show is bad. It's but by no way and measure is any good. It has redeeming qualities. It has it. For example, it's the only Disney Star Wars show with music that sounds like music from Star Wars. And some of the photography on some of the episodes looks like Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that's it. And of course, the the Jedi Soul, I think is his name,
Mm-hmm.
who is the master of the Daphne King's Padawan's character.
Mm-hmm.
Those two characters I like, uh, and that's all the positive note that I can say about the show. However, I'm beginning to feel that 90% of the critics are overreacting. Oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. No, it's bad. It's not the worst thing ever. The worst thing ever is fucking Kenobi. Kenobi was worse.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I can't even start with Kenobi. Oh no. Because ah yeah. I I, I I refuse to talk about that show anymore.
Well.
To me,
Well.
Kenobi was the nope. I won't continue doing this to myself. And I'm as I said, I was watching the Acolyte just to know how bad it is.
Yeah.
The only show that Star Wars related that I have quasi motivated is Bad Batch, and I really want to see Tales from the Empire because Tale of the Jedi was awesome. I'm not gonna deny that. That animated anthology was very good. And
Okay.
don't make me start talking about Ahsoka. Ah, they ruined my girl.
Yeah. That's I call that Dave Filoni's 30 pieces of silver is what Ahsoka
Mm.
was.
It's varying shades of shit. It sat in the house. Hello, Sax. Let me find your greeting here.
Hey, fuck you, Kyle.
Um, let's see. Lee Anthony Davis, may I ask the panel, when do you think that the diversity and inclusion policy that has been adapted by England and America entertainment industries, what do I think of it? Let's see. In my experience, the novelty eventually wears off. I agree with you, and it's not great. In fact, it's cost a lot of money. I think various news reports, articles, others, I think what we've been able to figure out about these last few years is that certain companies have been bankrolling a lot of these entertainment companies and corporations, basically giving them money to basically allow them the opportunity to not have to suffer any consequences for creating certain types of content. You know, people always seem to ask, you know, when stuff gets rejected, you know, how can they continue to do what they're doing? Well, it's because, you know, you have companies that are basically not suffering any financial pain because certain companies that they're working with are giving them the money to cover any potential problems that this stuff would create.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they though?
Yes. Yes.
Because
Now,
what they are giving them is access to credit, but they are not generating revenue to pay the credit.
Yes, I know, but that's the thing. They have decided to make that. You know, these companies really are all about the message. That is their whole thing. And for me, okay, it's the same thing I've been saying when I've talked to Latino Slant, both on his show, after his show. I've said this other places. I said, look, if we're talking about giving opportunities to people of color to allow not only people to go out and get a shot at show running and producing, but to also bring about bringing in some new ideas, new IP, work that in certain instances has actually been kind of popular. If we're talking about that, I can see how all of this is beneficial, but it isn't been. In fact, I will say that a lot of this has really just been one massive bait and switch. Over the last, since at least 2017, okay, let me at least go back that far. Pretty much the entire industry is down with this, okay? They've changed the rules for the Academy Awards. They've gone out of their way to pretty much just try to get as much out there as possible and to get as many people within the business, okay? What I have noticed, though, is that if you are a woman, a person of color, a member of the LGBTQ community, and in this instance, in my opinion, mainly sticking with the L and the G portion of that, any original ideas you have, any material that comes in the form of novels or comics or whatever, all that stuff, if you are someone that ranks as ranks as doing something like that, none of this has been good for you. None of it. All of this stuff, the DEI, all of it, has been focused on pre-existing IP. So if you are an author or a comic creator, probably one in independent comics, if you're just someone that's looking to just do something, you're screwed, basically. Because you get nothing out of this. The focus seems to be taking over pre-existing IP and getting money as well as mainly the power to be able to get that IP to go a different direction. And it sucks because you can't find the next George Lucas or Gene Roddenberry or whatever. You can't find the next Stan Lee. You can't find the next Jack Kirby. You can't find any of that stuff because it all is coming down to changing what already exists with other characters. And 9 times out of 10, changing a character or pre-existing character's sexual orientation or race or just sex, really. I just don't get it, because this should be more helpful to people who have original ideas, to people who have certain things, even pre-existing characters within both Marvel and DC that have been completely ignored in favor of other characters that are deemed more popular. DC Comics, as I've argued before, they have a group of characters. They have an entire group within DC Comics that more than fits the bill of anything that anybody would want to do. And nobody's touched any of it. Same thing for Marvel. There are characters within Marvel that would fit the bill of anything they've ever wanted to do. But they seem to be, Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios seem to want to target pre-existing characters and just make changes to them. You've got a character who is Superman within the Marvel pantheon of characters. And he's black. So far, Kevin Feige hasn't done anything with him at all. There are no plans for the Blue Marvel to have anything to do within Marvel. And meanwhile, they are getting ready to unveil Wonder Man and have decided that Yahya Abdul-Mateen, who many of you would note has been in the last 2 Aquaman films, and was cast in the television version, the HBO version of Watchmen, will now be playing Wonder Man. They've decided to take this character who was a Caucasian man and decided to make him an African American male. Meanwhile, they have no plans for the Blue Marble. None at all. See, I could see making changes to characters when you run out of characters to use. But if you're just changing characters to change characters, and you are skipping over or bypassing characters who could do that exact same thing without any changes, you either have something against the people who created that character, or you think there's something wrong with that character, that it doesn't deserve the opportunity to be brought to life and allow, first of all, fans of the character to see these characters brought to life, and to also give them the opportunity to win new fans. Yeah, Wolverine, I think that's really what it comes down to. They would rather have, yeah.
No, finish this thought. Finish this. Because I'm gonna rock your world after this. Come on.
Okay.
Do it.
So basically, whether you're talking, characters like, well, for instance, Yahya Abdul Mateen, who they have signed, in my opinion, given his physical nature and the way he looks, would have made a fantastic Blue Marvel. He also could have made a fantastic Luke Cage. And given all the problems they've had with Blade, a really simple character to do. You have a 2-time Academy Award winner who's getting older by the day because they couldn't figure out a way of making everything work with Blade so that they could have his daughter and all her friends berate Blade during the course of the adventure that they were trying to create. This is beyond out of hand. And speaking as a black man, black creative, I'm still not heard anybody try, attempt to explain why that is. Because I've heard nothing. I've heard nothing to explain. And again, there are a lot of characters. There are a lot of black characters within Marvel they've yet to unveil. Certain ones that were at least introduced in Netflix that have yet to make the transition over either into one of the streaming shows or movies. So I got nothing, I can't explain it. I really can't. And with everything that's going on, that's part of the whole embarrassing thing for J.J. Abrams at this point. He's, as far as I know, he's still trying to get some traction on his Superman thing. I don't know why. I really don't. Because it's a dumb idea. Michael B. Jordan even basically told him that. He'd be willing to sign up tomorrow to do it. But he'd only do it if it were Calvin Ellis or Val Zod. And JJ didn't want to do either one of those things. He wanted Michael B. Jordan to be Clark Kent. And Michael B. Jordan rightfully said, nope, I'm out. Not going to play a character that other people have played to the nth degree. And for a guy that says, you know, in the case of JJ, that says he's doing this to help and blah, 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 he's an ally and blah, 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 for him to have the audacity to try to act like Calvin Ellis wouldn't do anything, you're turning down the opportunity to work with Michael B. Jordan because you didn't want to do Calvin Ellis, because Calvin Ellis wouldn't allow you the opportunity to make as much money off of the merchandising of the character as you wanted. Michael B. Jordan probably would have made a good Blade, but that's not the direction that they went. Kevin Feige made the decision. Although it looks like look, at this point, if I were a certain actor's agent at this point, I'd be making plans to sue Kevin Feige and Marvel because they've just been wasting this guy's time. They've been wasting his time with dumb stuff. How can you not make in the time that it has taken them to get to where they are with this movie right now, they could have had 2 Blade movies out. They could have already been on their second one by now. And again, as I argued way back when he was announced, I even said, hey, you're cutting it kind of close with this guy. He's kind of up there in age. You only have a certain amount of time. Because the older an actor is, the more opportunities and chances you have of that person getting hurt. Because of the way they like to film action sequences, you know, and especially with a lot of other actors who like to do their own stunts, especially after what we went through with the last, set of Blade movies. You'd have to be dumb not to want your current Blade actor to not do their own stunts. You cannot, in this post-John Wick world, not want your actor to do at least a couple of stunts in a Blade movie. Personally, they keep waiting. They're just going to have to recast the role.
Oh man, that movie's gonna be a black hole of money.
Well, again, I think their thought process is they want an older actor because they need to try to explain for Blade having a daughter. That's what this is all about, Blade having a daughter. Not about telling a good Blade story, but making room for Blade's daughter. And again, I'm a girl dad. I love the last Bill and Ted movie. Love the message. And those of you who know about Icon and the message of the original Icon run of comics, I'm telling you, it's a big mistake to do this. You are wasting valuable time. And while I'm sure he's getting paid, it's still not the same as spending time making a product and putting that product out for people to see. Part of the reason why you do it. This is one of the reasons why I've been arguing for Kevin Feige to just call it. He should just go ahead and retire right now. Because it's dumb. to make somebody wait this long because you can't get your act together. He's ready to go. He's done everything you wanted him to do. I mean, you're supposed to be this big-time professional producer. All I'm seeing is a lot of amateur hour BS. Lee Anthony Davis, I'd like to ask the panel, how long do you think Kennedy, Iger, and Hedlund have got, and the rest of these elitists got before their time is up? Because nothing lasts forever. Do you agree? I agree that nothing lasts forever. But if whatever pain that they would receive, both in terms of, mainly in terms of money, part of the reason is that they haven't felt, Disney's not felt any pain yet. That's really what it comes down to. There's been no real punishment yet. They've not really, quote unquote, lost any money, wink, wink.
I will tell anyone, stop waiting that day.
Yeah.
Those three, they're gonna be there for as long as they want to.
Basically, because of Iger. See, this is what happened when Iger stayed. When Iger didn't leave, didn't stay gone. If you don't get rid of Iger and the board, who basically are rubber stamping everything Iger wants to do, you're going to see no changes at all. Okay? And while there are some of you out there that have been brainwashed to think that the other Bob was someone that was completely down with what Iger was doing, you'd be wrong. He was actually trying to make changes. I'm not trying to cast the guy as a hero. I'm just saying he looked at it from the point of view of, hey, we're here to make money. Let's try to make some money. Because even if everybody here goes to see Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine, and makes it a big, big hit, you can't save Marvel. You can't alter the downward spiral of profits with just one movie being successful. That is not going to happen. It's going to take quite a while for Marvel to, quote unquote, come back. And while there'll be some ready to declare them back, if they can have 3 films that are able to at least make some kind of money, if you really look at it, given the sheer number of films and how all of those previous movies, how many of those films had made a profit, a real profit, after they came out, to me, 3 films is not going to cut it. For me, it's going to take, you're going to have to kind of repeat the formula again. You're going to have to repeat the trick. I cannot have any real faith in Kevin Feige and Marvel again until they're able to give us 10 films in a row that don't suck. And I don't want to hear, oh, that's impossible. They did it. They did it. They don't even have to reboot. They can do this. But they're not going to. They choose not to. That's it.
Well, let me put you on a better mood.
Okay.
And this information comes to you thanks to Monkey Jeebus. Thank you, Monkey. Look at this. Oh my God.
What?
Yeah.
How much is that? February of 2025. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Now who makes this?
Super 7. Man, that's there.
Okay. Super 7. I'm begging you. Do an alternate version of this where all the masks are the same color, and I will go out and buy it.
Oh,
Give me
don't you want?
give
Don't
me
you
the
want
give
them?
me the OG version of the Turtles. Give me the OG original comic version of the Turtles, and I will go out and buy it.
Would you like an black and white edition?
No, just go ahead, because even in black and white, when they still had color, and the only thing that was colored were their masks, and they were all the same color.
And Super 7 always delivers.
This looks good. This looks real good.
Look at that.
See, I was going to try not to do anything like that to everybody. Thank you for being the one to do it, though. You saved me from doing something like that. Because originally, I did have a surprise.
Oh,
Originally, I did have a surprise. And I decided not to do it.
do it, do it.
Originally, I
Do it.
did have a surprise. I found somebody that had made I think it was a life-size bust version of Henry Cavill from Zack Snyder's Justice League with the black suit, but it was a bust version, so it was only from the chest up. It looked fantastic, and it includes a switch that allows his eyes to glow like he's using heat vision. See, I could go all kinds of broke just doing this. The one thing I am hoping for, is that somebody, one of these companies, gives me an accurate version of the Shadow. The hat, the guns, the scarf. They can do that. They can
Man,
do that. That'd be fantastic.
I could settle with a movie accurate version of the Shadow.
That too. That was kind of nice. But you know what? Since you put us on a positive footing here, then let me also set you on this, because I did have this in play. I did have this in mind, because there was a positive way that I was wanting to go for this. I figured, yeah, we could get into some dark stuff. We could talk about a few things, especially after the Acolyte. You know, we need a palate cleanser. You know, so what I had in mind.
You see, Jeeves, I'm sorry.
Oh, go
You
ahead.
see, Jeeves, that is precisely the reason for a reboot. So to put out the Baldwin's The Shadow out of the public's mind, recast him and reboot. Kid?
Oh, I was didn't know if you were going to say anything else.
No, no, no.
Okay. Um. Okay. First and foremost, let me show you this. Now, originally, I remember talking about on the show. Well, I brought it up several times, I should say. I remember talking on the show about uh, Future Quest. Okay. And how much of a fan I was of that comic. So, what I wanted to do is show you this. Now, Dynamite, I think, is wrapping up its run of Space Ghost. Okay? So let me give you here. This will make it easier. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait.
Okay. Now here's from Future Quest. This is one of the covers from Future Quest. But I can't get enough of Space Ghost. I'm sorry. I'm just a big Space Ghost fan. I am so sorry. It's like, Keith, get on with it. Okay.
If you were to make a live version of this, who would you cast as Space Ghost?
Um,
And it cannot be Cavill.
yeah, it's not Cavill. Not Cavill. It would be under the auspices that whatever actor I picked would have to understand that they couldn't take off the mask.
Carl Urban, then.
Wow, you went straight to Carl Urban? Okay.
He's the only one who's okay with not removing the helmet.
Oh, good point. Good point. You know, I can't believe you went straight to Carl Urban. But oh wow,
John Hamm. If you can convince him, John Hamm, not to take the mask off, yeah, that could work.
wow, it's okay. Well, there's another character that they are getting ready to unveil soon. Dynamite. And let's see. So let me show you this. Oh, here we go. Here's the other character. That's right, kids. Johnny Quest is coming. Now,
I cannot wait to try to make a live version of this, and it's called Jenny Quest.
you're not right. You are so not right for doing that.
You think they wouldn't do that?
Yeah, they would. They would. Technically, that's what they did with the Real Adventures of Johnny Quest. In a way. I cannot wait for this. Oops, sorry. Hold on. Oh, there we go. So, here we go. Here's one of the Real Adventures of Johnny Quest comics. They made him older and put a girl in it. I think her name was Jessie, and never really gave her a good character. They just sort of stuck her in there, and that was bad because if you're gonna put a brand new character in there, it needs to be somebody that could actually add to the team and not take away from the team. Or in this case, replace Haji. And
no, you can't.
That's basically what they did with her. They put Haji in the lab and took Jessie and put her on the adventures with Johnny. They made sure to always team her up with Johnny. And that's unfortunate. Because they gave her no other skills. She seemed to have all the same, she was just as amazed with everything as Johnny was. And my whole thing is like, okay, really, the thing about Johnny is his dad creates a bunch of stuff. He should be amazed. He's his son, Jesse's been able to make it to a certain age. It's said that a certain acquaintance of Race Bannon's is Jesse's mom. And it's hinted that Race is her dad, I think. So couldn't you have given Jessie some skills that uh, maybe she has this, kind of like she has the ability to be able to, I don't know, smuggle stuff. She has contacts all over the world. She can up and disappear and do whatever. I mean, you got to give her something. You can't just stick her on the show, have her replace Haji, and just sort of act like nothing's going on. And because Johnny's a little older, he's starting to get to that stage in life where you're really noticing girls. It's like, come on, guys. You need to come up with more than just that. Anyway, Dynamite has been doing an incredible job for years. Their comics are incredible. And this is just part of a long line. Dynamite has done Shadow comic books. They've done Doc Savage comic books. I think they even handled The Rocketeer for a while. And now with Space Ghost and Johnny Quest, they continue the tradition of providing excellent entertainment. If you're someone that hasn't really been impressed with what the main two, have been doing, especially in recent years, give Dynamite a look. Okay? If for anything else, at least trying to be as entertaining as possible, given everything else they have going on within the industry. And again, Dynamite is also the official home to the James Bond comics, which are freaking cool. Check out the Lone Ranger comics that they had and the Buck Roger comics that they've also done. Okay? I can't talk. I really can't talk too much about Dynamite without praising them because they have been doing such an incredible job. So there you go. That's what I gotta say. Monkey
Well,
Jeebus says, what?
this
Oh, Warner doesn't trust DC, so they license it out to Dynamite, where they have to do a good job or lose it. Yes, I agree. There isn't a lot of trust because DC's not being run very well, and Marvel's even worse. They just got through killing the X-Men again. So
maybe it's for the best. Have you seen the latest things they have done with the property?
oh
My God.
man, are you trying to
Well,
bring me down now?
no, because we have to talk about DC Elseworlds.
Yes, we do. We do. This is all part of what we are talking about, and yes, this is getting into really the problems that J.J. Abrams and his acolytes have been having.
Nothing good comes from that word.
Well, I've been calling him acolytes for a while now. And when I say acolytes, I mean people like Matt Reeves. Because I don't care what others have to say. Matt Reeves is still JJ's boy. Okay? As far as I'm concerned, the Batman might as well just be a JJ project. Because it has all the hallmarks of a JJ project, and its main purpose is to do exactly what all the other projects that JJ likes to associate himself with. Its main purpose is to do exactly what all the others do, which is to generate money and merchandising for the person that works on it. JJ doesn't do it because he loves it anymore. He does it because he can make money from the merchandising of said project. Whether it's Star Wars, Star Trek, whether it's even his Batman Cape Crusader series, which he is doing in conjunction with Matt Reeves. And I think that show starts on Amazon in August. So he's still trying to work it over there, even though everything else looks like it's turning to yeah. Look, for a guy that used to be one of the top people in Hollywood when it came to creating something that people could be excited about, he has quickly gone the opposite direction now. And now that James Gunn is in charge, I should say James Gunn and Peter Safran are in charge of the DC film, or I should say the DC film and television universe. Elseworlds is the only place that JJ has left. And there's just not too much that he can do at this point. You know, I know there are people that are wanting Robert Pattinson to become the Batman of James Gunn's universe. Yeah, that is not happening from what I'm hearing. I think James Gunn has got his Batman in mind, and it's not Robert Pattinson.
Hey, Shinotsky.
Shanotsky. I think JJ is starting to feel the heat. You know, he and his people have done a bang up job, basically just screwing Hollywood up and screwing fandom out of the our incredible period of forward advancement. I really don't trust anything he puts out now. I don't trust anything he attaches his name to. And I don't trust anyone who had worked with JJ and Bad Robot in the past. So for all of you thinking that, you know, I would someday go easy on K-Trek, that day's never coming. I'm sorry. I will always be against K-Trek. So, and as far as Batman Cape Crusader, if you want to go ahead and watch that, knock yourself out. Seriously, just knock yourself out. I'm a big Batman fan, and I'm not watching it. You know,
Any particular reason?
Because it's a mix of JJ and of Reeves' ideas.
Whoa, that's gotta work. Oh my God, JJ the Killer of franchise joining forces with Dom
Well, wait.
Dom 7. Ooh.
Yeah. You wait a minute. You haven't you seen the trailer that got released?
Nope. I had no idea of the existence of that show.
Okay. Basically, they went out and found themselves some people to work on this. And I will say that while there are those portions of it that might seem decent, they're really just continuing a lot of what we saw in the Batman. And yeah. I'm not a fan of anything I've seen announced for this show. And to make matters worse, according to IMDb and the paperwork they filled out, they have this written by Bob Kane. So they even left Bill Finger's name off of this. So it's got to be crap. They got Bruce Timm to work on this. I think he's more of the creative director for the project, with some obvious casting details to support the Batman universe as envisioned by both Matt Reeves and supported by J.J. Abrams. So they do everything but get Robert Pattinson to voice Batman. So let me here. Here we go. Oops. Let me try to get this up for everybody so you can see what I'm looking at. Because I thought I talked about this before, but I hadn't. So let me try to get this here, this here, this here, and this here. There we go. So this is an article from Variety. This is back in May. So
Wow, Wolverine.
what's better?
Wolverine 66 says, I am the Schumacher, but Batman movies are 4K. So I think I can handle Batman Cape Crusader. It's not wrong, you know.
So
Oh my
just like what they decided to in animation, they decided to keep
let me
Commissioner Gordon black.
wanted to share this.
Yeah. So they
There you
decided. Oh, I thought I had shared it. I'm sorry. So they decided to keep Commissioner Gordon black, and
And how is Barbara white?
there we go. That's Harley Quinn. That's Dr. Quinzel. They
Mhm.
decided to make her a person of Asian descent. Because you got to keep the whole DEI thing going. And they had Bruce
Oh.
Timm involved with all of it. And again, let me reiterate something. Bruce Timm is down with all these changes. He's doubled down on it. So yeah, this animated cartoon is seemingly set in a particular time period, but it follows a lot of what Matt Reeves had been wanting to establish with his version of Batman. Okay? So yeah, this is Elseworlds. Because all of this is going to go against what James Gunn's version of Batman's going to be. So, there you go. Wow. Okay. Anyway, there you go. That's the Batman. They gave his look a kind of retro first appearance of Batman look. So, there you go.
Yeah. Oh well.
See, J.J. Abrams, everybody. Matt Reeves, everybody. Bruce Timm, everybody.
Oh man, that one hurts.
I know. But yeah, that's how they're gonna handle things from here on out.
You remember those days when Bruce teaming up with Andrea Romano was a good sign?
Yeah, I yeah. Anyway, with any luck, Wolverine 626 says it'll surprise me like my adventures with Superman did. I highly doubt it though. Yeah, I'm not a look. Let me just say this. As I said earlier, there are characters within DC's pantheon. There are a lot more characters of color and of other ethnic backgrounds than what a lot of non-comic book fans realize. So every time they race swap a character, it's insulting in so much as the fact that comic book fans can name off characters that they could have used. There's no stopping them from using characters. Okay? Um, there there's no reason to have to do that if they have characters who can actually play a bigger and more active role. Okay, I believe that I thoroughly believe that a lot of actors, a majority of actors who star in film, they're already out in Hollywood and have been there for years, do not know as much about comics as those of us who do shows like this and who watch shows like this do. Billy D. Williams wanted to be in a Batman movie. It's a very high profile. When you look at where his career was at that point in the 80s, being in the movie Batman was a big deal. Okay? So it only stands to reason that for people like him who probably didn't know the character in the comics that much, he was probably more familiar with the 66 Batman live action comedy series. So him wanting to be Two-Face, him wanting to come back and do that is more along the lines of some of the more popular and famous people that had actually cameoed on the old 66 Batman comedy show. Here's the thing. By the time Billy D. Williams was cast and was filming scenes for the Batman, or for Batman, right? Lucius Fox already existed in the comics. Somebody once tried to tell me, well, he wanted to do it because he wanted to show that there can be black people in the universe. Great. It's a great argument. Doesn't hold very much water considering that Lucius Fox already existed. And in my opinion, is a way better character because he gets to act a lot with Batman and Bruce Wayne. But because he never read the comics, all he knows is the part that he ended up playing. That's the reason why when you mention Batman, the only thing Billy D has to say is, well, they should have had me back as Two-Face. Well, he didn't come back because they wanted to move on and recast because of Tommy Lee Jones. And they had some things that they were wanting to do with the Two-Face character that unless you've actually either have read the novelization or you're very familiar with the actual script to Batman Forever, chances are you probably don't know what they wanted Two-Face to do or what they had Tommy Lee Jones do in that film. Because a lot of his scenes, one of the reasons why Tommy Lee was so pissed off is they cut a majority of his scenes. When they were making cuts to the movie, a majority of those cuts were all scenes that had Tommy Lee Jones in it. So there's a lot of his performance and a lot of ways that they changed the character, in a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Things that, if you're not familiar with how the character was going to be, in your mind, you're thinking, well, yeah, Billy D could have played it. No, Billy D could not have played that. I don't think Billy D would have wanted to play that version of the character. But he would have played Lucius Fox. But he didn't know the character existed. A lot of these actors only know what they're told. So unless they actually read comics growing up, they have no idea.
See,
None at all.
what Wolverine 626 is saying here is exactly the same thing I was thinking when you were talking about recasting. It's because it's not the same universe.
Yeah, but it is.
Yeah, because there are movies about Batman in the universe of Michael Keaton's Batman.
No, but it is all in the same universe. Look, Tim Burton's Batman and the Schumacher Batman are all in the same universe. It's the same Batman.
Oh,
and you're right,
not
Monkey
one bit.
Jeebus. Yeah, he did not like Jim Carrey. He did not like the fact that Carrey was allowed to ad-lib.
Well, he told him.
Really?
What?
Oh, jeez. First Willie Mays, now this. Hawkeye Pierce has left, everybody.
Donald Sutherland. Well, they haven't. I haven't seen it. Any updates about it, and I'm looking for it.
Okay. Because if it's true, then Hawkeye Pierce has left the building. Wow.
Well, I can't find any news about it.
Okay.
And his bio has not been updated.
Altered. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Monkey, where did you get the info from?
Well, Shenotsky is saying.
Oh, Shenotsky, sorry.
Well, we have a link on screen to an article on Variety.
Variety has it? Yep, I got it. Daily Beast has it.
Ah, crap.
Huffington Post now has it. The Wrap, New York Post. And now IMDb. New York Times.
Oh.
Los Angeles Times. Donald Sutherland, prolific actor and MASH star, dies. Wow. Nothing against Alan Alda, but as far as I was concerned, Donald Sutherland was Hawkeye Pierce. And I enjoyed his performance a lot as Hawkeye Pierce. Wow. Hmm. Father of five. Wow. He's lived a long life. And just from genre films alone, um, he leaves behind an incredible legacy of just genre films. You know, Buffy the Vampire Slayer being one of them.
And that is a good reference, Shinatsky.
And also The Puppet Masters. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that film. I loved
Oh,
The
yeah.
Puppet Masters with Donald Sutherland in it. That was very well done. Kind of had a kind of X-Files bent to it, which was really kind of neat. Uh, hmm. And of course, one of my all-time favorite comedies, Animal House. Oh yeah, Invasion of the Body Snatchers
Yes.
with Leonard Nimoy. Yep. See, that's one of the better remakes in Hollywood. That was an excellent remake of that film. Wow.
Ah, well, he had a good run, a prolific career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well,
And you know what? I think tonight, though, I'm just gonna sit down and watch his movie Space Cowboys that he did with Clint Eastwood and Tommy Lee
I think
Jones.
I think I'll go with Kelly's Heroes.
That's a good one too. And then I'll turn around and watch his masterful performance in MASH. Again, as I said before, he will always be Hawkeye Pierce to me. Alan Alda is a great TV Hawkeye. He's good for the show that they were making. But for those of us that were fans of the book, it's Donald Sutherland. Wow. You know, he was one of those actors that I had always at least wanted to meet, you know.
Mm.
Wow. Just wow. Yeah, I've been watching Donald Sutherland movies since I started watching movies. So, well, here I was trying to end on a positive note and then this. Oh well.
Well, we can always try to focus on something.
Well, I mean, but at the same time, we should I think we should honor the man and his work. Uh, so there are a lot of Donald Sutherland movies. You know, pick one, watch one today, sometime. Um, just sitting
And
here, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
no, big one. Watch it and be grateful that you had that performance.
Yeah,
It was in Harassment. I like that movie with Michael Douglas and oh my God, who was the female? Was Sharon Stone
Sharon Stone and what again?
on Harassment?
Harassment? Hmm.
Yeah. No, Demi Moore. Michael Douglas, Demi Moore, and uh, Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
It's a nice sci-fi thriller. Well, it's not that sci-fi, to be honest. Tech thriller.
It's yeah. It's hmm. I just
Yes, Monkey, we should. Most probably, we will. And you know what? That is not a bad suggestion at all. Well, my friend, I think that we should do for today.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. It's hmm. That's just a lot to take in, you know. It's an amazing life and legacy. And being such a big fan of his son, you know.
mm,
Um yeah, my heart goes out to his family and all his fans. Uh just wow. Yeah. I think Space Cowboys will be my big choice tonight. And then tomorrow night I'll just watch MASH.
yeah. Well, kid, don't let yourself be knocked down.
I'm not. I mean, he lived a long life. He had an incredible career, you know. But yeah, and that's a good idea, Monkey. Gary should think about doing Mash next week. I'll try to sit in on that one because that's one of my favorites. You know. Uh, and Cam, you're right. You know, it is sad news. Everybody just try to take it easy, have a good evening, and you know, try to do something nice for someone and yourself sometime today. Okay. So, on behalf of Martin and myself and everyone else at Pop Culture Minefield, thank you for giving us just a little bit of your time today. And of course, thanking everybody in the chat for participating. See you later.